everybody and welcome to Sakshi Post. So if you're wondering where I am, I'm at the very first place where I learned my makeup from. I am at Stylicious by Sam Studio with Samaria Wallani. Samaria is a celebrity makeup artist and also a plus-size model in the fashion industry. Lately, she's won a crown for her very own city. So let's talk to her and find out more about her fashion journey. Hi Samaira.
What's up?
All right, so let's get started with your interview. So how did your journey of becoming a pageant queen start?
So I think the journey started at a very young age, to be very honest. I think all girls somewhere in their life always have that crown on their head on their birthday. Probably
Yes.
their first birthday because their parents think they are their princesses. So I always had that in my mind. I always remember as a young child, standing and giving a thank you speech in front of the mirror and sometimes even wearing the crown myself and things like that. So it was supposed to be Miss India. It did not happen, obviously, because time passed, things were there in my life, and then I got married. But I never gave up on the dream. So I said, if not Miss, why not Mrs.? And that's how the journey started from there.
So even though you got married, you've decided not to give up on your dreams or just, go ahead and just pursue them and everything.
Absolutely. I think dreams and marriage have nothing to do with each other.
Well said.
It's all about what you desire and what you plan for in life. All you need is one supporting person in the family that allows you to go out there and say, you know what, I'm standing right here. Go ahead and get what you want in life.
I think that's all what we need sometimes,
Absolutely.
All right. So did you ever have body image issues since you're like a plus size model who won a plus size pageantry? Did you ever have body image issues?
Always, not just because I'm plus size. I think I've realized that no matter what size you are, what color you are, where you come from, something somewhere has something to say about you. Everybody has something to say about you. So obviously while I was growing up, in fact I was way bigger than I am right now. I always was an obese child. And you initially start feeling bad, then you start working along them and making a joke out of yourself, and you're thinking like it's okay, it may hurt you, may not hurt you. So I did go through those phases of life. So what I realized is when I was very, very big, people would say things like, oh, you're so pretty, but lose some weight, you look nicer.
And that they think that's a compliment.
They think it's a compliment. I don't think it's a compliment at all. Then came a phase where I became super skinny, literally, like you could see my bones. That's when people started saying, you look nice now, but you look better then. And then I was like, what's your problem?
Exactly,
like,
what do you
want?
want?
And then I came to a phase in life where I realized the only person that needs to be happy and satisfied is me. It doesn't matter what people think about me. It doesn't matter what people say. It's about me. If I'm happy wearing something, I'm happy. If I'm comfortable in something, I'm happy. And that's where it led to me realizing that self-love is the most important thing. No matter what happens, if you cannot accept yourself, nobody else will, right? And most of the times, I've realized what people say about you are the fears you carry within yourself. And the moment I let go of those fears, the moment I said, you know what, this is me. And I heard someone, share this with me that God crafted me.
I know.
I think it's perfect. And that's what I
yes.
started believing. Fitness and body size is two different things, and we need to take it that way. You, of course, you need to be fit. Of course, you need to take care of your health, but that does not mean that you have to be skinny or you need to look in a certain way.
So you basically seen both the sides, and you know that I am just going to be who I am.
Yes.
Without any, regrets or self-doubt or anything.
Absolutely.
And that's the attitude I think we all must carry throughout.
If you like to be a part of my life, if you like to be a part of the journey the way I am, you're welcome. If you're not,
Bye-bye.
it's okay.
That's really nice. So could you tell us more about the pageant you took part in? How was it? How did it start?
Absolutely. So we have always had that in mind that I need to go for Mrs. India. I always knew that I will start with a national level because I definitely have further and future goals. And just one random day, we were sitting and Imran, my husband, he was browsing and a pop-up came of Glamm on Mrs. India pageant, which is affiliated with Filmfare Middle East.
Okay.
And this is for the first time I saw that someone's posted that they can have a Mrs. with a plus size category.
Oh.
And I think it fit the bill for me because I was Mrs. and I was plus size, and I always talked about, how we should not be body shaming. And I thought this was a great initiative where I could go out and say that to people that, you know what, anybody can do this.
Yes.
You don't have to be waiting for the perfect size and things like that. And then Imran was very insistent. I wasn't sure at that time, honestly. I was like, should I do it now? It takes a lot of effort, by the way. It's not about just going and attending a pageant. There's a lot of prep work that happens. And he says, you know what, this is the right time. You should go for it. We just registered. They auditioned in Hyderabad. I got selected here. And then it was history. But the joke is, after I gave my audition, I waited 1 year thanks to COVID.
Oh.
So it was more like, do I back out now? Do I stick around? And the only thought that came to my mind is, you've taken your first step. Backing out does not give you the opportunity to win, right?
Yes.
But if you win, there's no looking back, and that's what happened. So that 1 year, instead of getting lost, I started preparing myself. I started working on my walk, which we all know is very important.
I know. The tea and
the tea and the head ramp and
Yes.
all of that, the technicalities. Because I was very, very clear about one thing: I'm not doing this because I just want to give it a shot. I'm doing this because I want to win. And every conversation that I had with my friends and my family, the answer was, I never said if I win and come. I'd always say, when I win and come, we're going to do this. When I win and come, we're going to celebrate. So I think that when you let it out to the universe and you say that this is what I want, it comes, you know.
Yes, like
But
the
of course,
manifestation.
I absolutely, I always
Yes,
believe
yes,
in it.
Yes, I do.
And I 100% think that anything can be manifested if you really work hard for it and you desire it very badly.
Yes, I think when I was training with them too, you told me, don't say that when you win the crown. Just imagine that you won the crown
Yes.
already and you're like halfway there.
Yes.
That's true. That's amazing. And how did you feel when you made it? Like, what was the feeling when you came back home with that crown on your head? And how did it feel?
I think it's amazing. I still remember my mom, the first person I called. Of course, Imran was with me there, and somewhere everybody kept saying it to me that it's you, it's you. But I think it's very important to remain grounded.
Yes.
So while you will have those feelings of, oh, everybody's saying it, so probably it is me, I also knew there was great competition. I knew that the women were amazing. And when my name was called out, it was a very mixed feeling, because somewhere I knew I really worked hard for this and I was going to take it home. At the same time, I was very proud that, I took the right decision. The fact
of not
that,
giving
of
up.
not giving up, mostly just not backing out. The fact that, I always said this to people, because at the back of your head, you're like, oh my God, I've been saying this, I'm going to win. And what if I don't? There is that human touch to it, right? So I was very proud. And I remember video calling my mom, and my mom's like, you always wanted to do this, so finally you did it.
Oh, so sweet.
So I didn't expect that out of her.
Yes.
My mom's usually more the regular mother, like, this is not important, you should just do your stuff and go to a job and stuff like that. But I was very happy to hear that she remembers that I wanted this always, and it came through me. So I think it's been amazing. The amount of love that I received through Instagram, messages, even before I win, the people were like, you are doing this, and that itself is very big for us, that you're standing up for the city and all that. So I think it was amazing. The feeling is, I get goosebumps.
I know, because I remember when you said that you were going to take part and you will do it in the future, and when I saw you actually taking part, I was like, damn, she actually did it. She went there.
Yeah.
That's really nice. And throughout your journey, who was your pillar of support? I mean, we all have that one person we can't do things without. So who was your pillar of support?
I think my biggest push in anything I do in my life is Imran Wallani, for sure.
That's her dear husband.
Darling husband. Yeah, he has been, I feel like sometimes he's made his goal to make my dreams come true.
Oh, that's
it's
so
really
sweet.
sweet. Touch wood, yeah, touch wood.
Touch wood.
And he stood from the moment of getting me into the registration form, to get me to the audition, to taking care of the tiniest things with preparation. He was always there. Of course, I'm going to not take away from the people who supported me through the other part of preparation. So I had a nutritionist. I would love to take their names, because we had Zaraish. He's one of the biggest nutritionists and fitness coaches in Hyderabad, Zeola City. And then we had a person who trained me for dance, Disha. We had Hannah.
Disha's
Yeah,
thing, I think.
Disha,
DMK?
Yes, we all know her.
Yes.
We had Hannah Fitness, who took care of my, keeping me composed and calm and all of that. I had the EMS training system, which is very huge. They came forward to collaborate with me and say that, what, you're going for this, we'd like to take care of that part of fitness. So I had a lot of people. I had Prachi Desai, who, Prachi Nagpal, who basically helped me with my walk. She literally was unwell and she's like, just come home, I'm going to teach you whatever. Because while you teach and when you do it yourself, it's two different things. You need someone who looks at you from a different perspective, right?
Yes.
So we had a
you had a lot of people believing in you.
Absolutely. And every time I went to them, they're like, you're going to win. And if I don't say this to me, sometimes you may get like mind boggled and stop working.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, everybody's saying it, so yeah, it's mine.
I got it.
But I still remember having butterflies. I'll tell you at that point when they were calling out the name and they had the second runner-up and the first runner-up. And when the first runner-up name was taken, I was like, now it's me. Now I know it's nobody else. That's the moment I was like, okay, because you know your competition.
Yes.
Right? You know that, okay, they've gone into the second and third, and now
It's
That's
you.
me, yeah. So yeah, it was.
So through your journey, I've followed you on Instagram, so I got to know about your water fitness experience. I would want to know more about that. What was it about?
So it's called the Vatsu therapy. I did
Okay.
it with this girl called Pooja in Bombay.
Okay.
I have hydrophobia. Okay, hydrophobia is basically where you fear even stepping into water. Forget swimming and forget all of that, going to the ocean and all that. So because I had an incident when I was very young, I remember I was sitting at a pool and two of my silly cousins who know swimming didn't realize that I don't know how to swim.
Oh my God.
They went underwater and they both pulled my leg together. And I was about 9 years old at that time, and they just left me in the pool because I started screaming. They were young, I was young, they didn't know what to do. They left me and they ran away. So I started panting and blah blah blah, and of course they saved my life. It wasn't a very big ocean, it was just a little pool.
Yeah.
But that fear sat in me forever, that I could never get into water. And I said to myself, in my life I have broken one fear at a time, and this is something I really want to do. So I was reading about Vatsu therapy, and I saw that there is a place in Bombay where this girl does it, and I've been following her for a year. And I remember messaging her before my pageant saying that, you know what, Pooja, I'm going to come here and do this. I have no idea how I'm going to get into that water, but when I win, I'm going to come there. And she said the same thing, like, you're going to win. You come and we're going to celebrate together. And I'm like, okay, so many people saying it, it's got to happen. So I went to Bombay, and it took her 15 minutes to just calm me down, because the minute I stepped in, I was freaking out. And she just told me one thing, Sam, you will only die if you've decided from home if you want to die today. And that was like, okay, what does that even mean? She's like, this water, you can literally stand in it. You can't drown. I'm standing right here. You have to give in. You have to give into the water. And I said to myself, you know what, whatever happens, let's just do this. And then I had a 1 hour session inside that water. And I think it was the most amazing experience, because, at that point you put your trust in someone and you just let go.
Yes.
And I remember the minute she got me back, because I slept off. She says, you slept. If you see that video, I'm literally sleeping.
Yeah, you were lying
I don't
down.
even know what's happening. I don't know the point that she left me, because she kept saying, I'm going to hold you. And when I saw the video, I'm like, Pooja, you're not holding on to me. She's like, yeah, I left you at a point. And when I came back, I just burst out in tears. And she's like, you know what, this is your first experience and relationship with water. And I think things will move from here. And I think, yeah, it worked for me.
So you broke down your fear with water to an extent.
Yes.
That's really
extent.
amazing.
Yeah.
And so now that you're into the beauty game and you dress up people, you doll up people, what according to you is beauty? Like, what should be ideal beauty?
I don't think beauty has any definition. People say you should be beautiful inside. I think you should be you. It's as simple as that. If it's making you happy, whether I walk out in a designer wear, whether I wear makeup or I don't wear makeup, whether I walk out in chappals, like today I'm sitting in chappals, okay?
Exactly.
If it makes me happy, this is who I am and this is who I like myself to be, that for me is beauty. Doing things for the sake of other people saying that. And I think you'd remember, Avantika, when you guys came for makeup, this is the first thing I said is, do not learn makeup because somebody said you need it. Yes. Learn makeup because you love doing it. I'm very passionate. I love colors. I love creating stuff. I feel like a human being is a canvas for me, and I create something out of it. So for me, beauty is about just being you, doing things because you like it and not because others are saying it. At the same time, I wouldn't say that, don't do stuff. People say, oh my God, I don't believe in this Botox and I don't believe in this fillers. If it makes you happy, do it. If you have the money, do it. Why should we not believe in it? Because probably there's somebody in pain because they're feeling a certain way because of the way they look, right? We don't have control in the way we look. But if that Botox or if that filler or whatever cosmetic surgery,
whatever it is,
if it makes you happy, do it. Just make sure there's a clear line of where it becomes an addiction, right? So that's one thing we need to maintain is as a beauty, because I hear a lot of people say, I don't believe in fake. I'm like, what makes you think it's fake? Maybe it's just correction. Maybe it's something that happened to you in your age when you were younger. You need to fix it. So it's okay. Two things you have to remember is, one, don't make it an addiction. Second is, go to a professional who is really, really knowing what he's doing.
Yes.
Right? Because you have a lot of stuff happening in the world which can damage.
Yes.
So if you know these two things clearly,
you're good to go.
You're good to go.
That's amazing. And coming back to your pageant thing, we had a costume round and you wore a Charminar template behind. How was it? How did you create it? How was it?
It was heavy.
I could see.
Yeah, first thing to start was heavy. So yeah, I had to represent Hyderabad. There is no way I could represent any other city because I got so much love, fame, and everything in the city. So I said, if I'm going from here. So our national costume round had to be talking about where I come from. And the first thing I decided is I met my designer, Suhair. She's from Plush Boutique, and she's like, let's do a peshwas. Peshwas is basically the dress I was wearing. This was worn by the older Raja Ranis and all of those, royalties and all of that. Of course, it was done in silver and gold. We couldn't afford that, so we did it in whatever we had. She was a great help, and there were so many fittings and all. But then I was feeling like something's missing. Okay, I'm like, this looks like a dress, but where is it coming from? So we decided that why not do something? Why not take Hyderabad to Goa. Right? And then we thought about thermocol and we thought about every possible material. I'm like, this is not going to show. I want something that stands out. So we literally went to these guys who make these frames, these metal boards and stuff like that. God. I went to him and I said, listen, I'm going to this pageant and I'm going to carry this. He's like, I will make it for you. I don't know how you'll carry it. I'm like, okay, that's very helpful. So I'm like, okay, just make it. So that technically is 4.5 to 5 kgs. That metal alone. God. And then I'm on 4 inches of heel. So he makes the metal. Now I take it back to my designer and I'm like, how do I wear this now? It's just a plain flat metal. So we created leather belts that went through the entire piece of metal, and then I had to wear it on my shoulder and walk around with it. So that's how that happened. But I think it was really loved. Initially people thought when they saw the picture that I'm standing in front of something. They didn't know I'm carrying it on my body till I walked. And they're like, okay, this is literally being carried. So yeah, there was a lot of love on that. And then of course I had a person from the real lookalike jewelry who gave me the jewelry. And everybody just came forward. When you are destined to get something, I think people just flow into your life proactively and say, we want to do this for you. We want to do this for you. So it was amazing. It was really nice.
I think it's really overwhelming when people start believing in you and they're a part of your journey, like willingly. I think that's like a great achievement on its own.
Absolutely.
And what is your advice to young people who want to get into the journey of beauty, makeup, pageantry?
I'll tell you one thing. My only advice to people is, first of all, find the reason why. Okay, like a lot of people say, I want to get into the beauty industry. I want to become a queen. I want to wear the crown. My question is why? Okay, it's very easy to enter the pageant. It's very easy to be there on stage. It's probably very easy to win as well, because you're putting in your hard work. You will win. There's no stopping. What next? Because I see a lot of people, they have no goals in life. They're like, I want to win a crown. What's your purpose? What is it that you're going to take out? Because you're getting a platform, right? You have a voice after you do this. What is it that you want to take out there to the world and say that I'm doing this, I have a voice, and here's what I want to do. For example, for me, my major goal has always been women should become financially independent, right? Especially the women who don't have the support. They go through difficult lives, probably before marriage, after marriage, maybe just in general in life. It's not marriage per se. But if you are financially independent, at least one part of your life is taken care. Probably emotionally, personally, you're not there yet. But we all know that you need money to either take care of yourself, your children, your family. So I feel when you teach them a skill, and if there's a skill-based training, they get some work somewhere, even as a freelancer or a job or whatever you call it. So my advice to young people is, one is, first of all, find your passion, right? First find that. What is it that you really want to do? Second is, go all out there to put in your hard work. There is no shortcut. Trust me.
Yes, there is no shortcut.
I am 40 today and I achieved this at the age of 40, which I think is, I'm proud of it. But there is no shortcut. The third is, be very ethical. Be extremely ethical, because you may find a shortcut and you may get somewhere, but it's not going to be long lasting for you. It's somewhere going to
probably
crash.
Not worth it either sometimes.
And last and most important for this generation is, please be patient. Everybody wants it overnight. Everybody wants 100,000 followers, and they want all the PR to come to them, and they want it all happens. It all happens with time. Be patient, be confident, and set your goal. I see a lot of people just like wondering, I want this, I want this, I want this. It's nowhere on paper. I literally write my goals down. I think I said this to you as well. I write my goals down every single day. That this is what I want in a year, this is what I want in 5 years. So that's how I've been achieving it. And that's it. It's not very difficult.
So goals don't have to be like major. Tiny goals also make a difference. Yes.
It's as simple as, I have to get up today in the morning and have my breakfast. It's a goal.
It's a goal, yes.
It's probably to-do list, but it is important, right? So I make a list of, I have 3 parts to it. What I need to do in the day, what I need to do in the coming year, and what I need to do in 5 years. But when you have it written, you have clarity. You know exactly how much of my life goals I'm done with and
Yes.
how much more I need to go.
And you're more conscious about what
Yeah.
needs to be done.
And like I said, the minute you walked in, I told you I'm preparing for international. It's going to be for 2023.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear in my head. Now it's the paths that I take from there.
Yes. I think that's great. Like you have your goals sorted.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of negativity. Like, you know, even when you're trying to be positive, there are a lot of people who want to bring you down, maybe because of their insecurities or whatever. So how do you deal with your negativity that comes your way? It can be online, it can be offline, anywhere. Like, how do you deal with negativity?
I disconnect.
She disconnects.
I'm really good at this for some reason. I can love you to the core. I can do everything I want for you. And the day I realize that you are not matching my energy, I can cut you off overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when I say cut you off overnight, it's not because you're a bad person or whatever. It's just because it's not my place. It's not the place for me, right? You need to understand that anything negative that happens or affects you is because you're allowing it to affect you. Right?
Correct.
It's you going and reading those negative comments or replying to them or trying to defend yourself. I delete it.
Mhm.
I block the person. Or if it's a person I know directly, I tell them on their face that, you know what, thanks for the advice, but no thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example, okay? So now I won this crown.
All right.
I have this huge number of people who love me,
Mm-hmm.
who are happy for me, who are like, wow, Sam, you know, you inspire us. And then there's a set of people who never said good or bad, but I walk into a space. Let's say I walked into a party, they're like, oh, Mrs. India. And I'm like,
Exactly. What?
I find it dumb. I don't find it funny. I don't find it like,
yeah.
are you trying to praise me? You know when a person meets you what they mean, you know? When
Yes,
someone comes
yes.
and gives you a hug and says, Sam, I'm so proud of you or I'm so happy for you, you know the meaning. Or someone going like, oh, Mrs. I'm like,
What do you want to say?
like, darling, say something after that, right? And then there are people like, you didn't wear your crown today. And I'm like, yeah, I sleep with it. I literally do. You know, it may sound sarcastic, but it's dumb, right?
Yes.
So I choose to disconnect from people like that. I choose to like let them be in their stupid space, because if you're so dumb, you can continue to be so. I don't have the time or energy to put in there to tell her that, listen, no, this is very important, you know. This
I
is
know.
I have you know, earned it and I was very hardworking. No, I don't need to. People who know it need to know it. If they don't, it's fine.
Yeah, like
Right?
bye-bye. Jao ghar ko.
Yeah, because, and I always look at it in a perspective, I feel sorry for that person.
I know.
Maybe they don't have the resources, maybe they don't know the value, maybe they're just the way they are, right?
Yeah.
So energies matter a lot to me. I would never, if I feel a disconnect, I'll not really get involved in that relationship. So everybody out there saying that, you know, they're trolling, they're this, that, I'm like,
I'm not
why are you even
bothered.
looking at it?
Yeah.
You're giving them the time, you're giving them the view, you're giving them what they want. Just ignore it, just move on. Unless it's not impacting you at a level where it's threat or it's, you know, something really, really bad, ignore it. And we all know these are fake IDs. We
Yes,
all know these
yes,
are people who have
yes.
nothing in life to do. So.
Exactly. So that's, she disconnects. So you connect with your goals and disconnect with the negativity in life.
Absolutely.
All right. So now, keeping your pageant journey to a side, let's come into your makeup world. So how did your makeup artist journey start?
Okay. So, first of all, if you look at me at my school pictures, you never want to look at them because I look like a pakka tomboy.
What? What?
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't I always liked dressing up, but I wasn't like makeup till I got to a teenager status. School was
alright.
very like, you have unibrows and you have like, you know, you're in your own zone and stuff like that. But what happened is, of course, with time, the biggest reason makeup came into my life is I joined Emirates Airlines at the age of 18. I was very blessed
She was
to
an
start
air hostess, huh?
I wasn't an air hostess. I
You
couldn't
were-
be one.
Oh. Okay,
But
what
that's
were you
okay.
with
I was
Emirates?
ground.
Oh, she was in ground stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when you become a part of the airline, it's a part of your uniform. You have to wear makeup, and for many, many months I tried to ignore that. And after which I was told that if I don't follow the rules, there are circumstances that come along. So I was then trained to how to wear my own makeup. So I then started enjoying, you know, like, okay, this is not that bad. It looks nice on me. The uniform looks good. And then I became that one makeup friend in the group of all the friends. Like, okay, put my liner, put my lipstick. Not because of anything else, because I had the
I
stuff.
can relate.
Just because I had the
Had the
stuff
stuff.
with it, okay? So it started from there, moved into the other companies that I worked for, where whenever there was an event happening or a dance show happening, I was the official makeup artist. I took it light till that time. I was like, haan, theek hai na, it's... And then, of course, family weddings.
I know.
It's got to be free.
Yeah,
Nobody
exactly,
pays.
exactly.
So I did all the makeup there.
You're compelled to do it.
There is no choice, yeah. Doesn't matter what color the person is, you're putting your own foundation.
Exactly.
So that's how that happened. And then came the time when I was getting married. Of course, me and Imran met at work, and I still remember him telling me, I will only marry you for one reason, is you do your makeup really fast.
Makeup was a very essential thing in her life then.
Yeah, because I would do my makeup in a moving car. Like from when he picked me from home to get to work, it was about a 10-minute drive, and I'd be like sitting in the mirror and I'd be done. Okay, he's like, wow, you're really quick at this. So when we decided to get married, what happened is my mother was like, at least now somebody else should do your makeup. And I was like, yeah, I should be pampered. You know, it's my wedding. I can't do my own wedding makeup. So she did suggest a friend. Okay, and mothers 10 years ago could convince you very well.
Yes,
So
yes.
so she's like, let's just, get it done. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. So I went to this auntie and I didn't know, how to deal with this whole thing. So she's like, oh, I've done makeup for this star and that star. I'm like, do you have pictures? Like, no. They came in the magazine and went. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
Must have been there.
Nice. So go for the wedding day, get my makeup done. And honestly, she did a good job. I won't say she did a bad job. At least she didn't make me look bad.
Yes.
I looked decent, so I was chill about it, okay? And I remember I was late for 2 hours for my wedding. So I was already like, oh my God, I'm late. So I get out of the car, and the first thing Imran looks at me and says, where's your makeup? And I'm like, what? It's there. He's like, you look like this every day. And I'm like, okay, thanks.
That's like a compliment,
Yeah,
but like not a compliment.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. And I was like, we will talk about this later. And then I remember the wedding gets done and all of that. And he's like, listen, in the reception, nobody's doing your makeup. You're doing your own makeup. And I was like, but it's the wedding. He's like, no, you do a good job. Why do you want to give your face in somebody else's hand? I landed up doing 6 people's makeup along with my own reception. I'm like, this is a good start. And that's where our conversation started. Like, you need to really think about this. Seriously, you need to think of, you want to do this. I said, listen, I slogged myself to get to this position in this company. I am not leaving my job. He said, give it a shot. So I remember I said, okay, we'll do this along the job and we'll see how it goes. And that's how we started.
All right.
And I remember buying my first kit, okay, for 8,000 rupees.
Your first makeup.
8,000 rupees, like that's literally one palette today.
Exactly.
And I walk out of the store and I start crying and I'm like, I don't think I can do this. He's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't think I can do this. He's like, just shut up. Let's just give it a shot, okay? I did this with 3 years along with my job.
Okay, on the side.
On the side. I had no sleep days. I was working 24/7 literally. I cried thinking, why am I doing this to myself? I have a great job. I'm at a position. People respect me. Why do I want to do this nonsense? But I'm so glad he pushed me for this, because today there's no looking back,
Yes.
and the brand came from there. And after 3 years, there was a point I knew that now I'm ready to quit my job and just go all out and, do this 100%. And yeah, there we are.
So that's when Stylishes by Sam started?
The joke is, Stylishes by Sam was decided 5 years before I even opened the academy. It was even tattooed on my hand 5 years before I opened the academy.
You can see the tattoo. We'll show it like in like a zoom in. Yeah. See, that's her tattoo.
That's my baby.
Yeah. I mean, what exactly was your thought when you were getting it tattooed?
So, this is the joke in my life with everything. So I got this done, and it was me and Imran who took a decision that this is our goal. Let's put it out there and let's make sure we work towards it, because if you don't plan it, then, and this is lifetime and you can't take it off. You're like, you have to do this.
It's like there.
It's right there. So we decided the name. I always wanted this name. We did the tattoo, and I come back to the office and I'm like showing it. Look, I got a tattoo. And they're like, what? And they're like, your name is Samaira. Okay. Who is B and S?
Yes.
Where is Imran? I'm like, this is not Imran's name or whatever. So this is my makeup studio. And they're like, where is the makeup studio? I said, it will come one day. And they're like, what? You tattooed something that is not even existing. I'm like, yeah, because it will exist, right? And they thought I was stupid, yeah. And I said, you know what, okay, fine. So I remember the day we opened the studio, I clicked a picture of this, I clicked a picture of that, and I posted it. I said, nothing needs to be said.
Yes.
So yeah,
that's how her entire journey of SBS started.
And the crown.
And the crown. Yeah, she has a crown also tattooed. Oh my god, you tattooed everything before, like you knew.
Probably I'll have a tattoo of a house, car.
Yeah, I'll have a house, car, next, everything tattooed.
No, I'm not that crazy.
Alright, so when you get your brides in, what are the 3 things that you keep in mind before dolling them up?
The first and the most important thing I talk about is their personality. I never ask them what they like. I always ask them what they don't like. That's my first question to them, because everybody likes everything. It's easier to say what you don't like over saying what you like.
Correct.
Right? The options are minimized. So I check that out. Second, I talk about is that what is it that they've always dreamt of? What is it that they want to look like? Have they envisioned it? because probably you'll show me a great picture and it may not look good on you, right? I wouldn't say I'm going to talk about makeup per se, they want it this way. For me, the most important thing is they have to be 100% satisfied the minute they walk out of that room. Because no matter how great an artist you are, if your client is not happy with your work, okay, it's a waste.
Yes.
So for me, that client satisfaction is extremely important. And I'm extremely organized when it comes to this part of my life. Extremely organized to the point that I have a 1-hour conversation with the client, sitting down and writing stuff of what they're wearing, what's the jewelry, what's the clothing, what's the color, what's the timing.
The color palette and everything matters.
Everything is decided. When I go there, it's only execution.
All right.
The entire team is briefed beforehand that this is what's going to happen. We literally go with like 6-7 bags. I have everything. No, everything. Makeup, light, torch if the light goes off.
Oh my god.
Thread, needle if something tears apart. Like, that's what I feel like telling people, that when you choose a makeup artist, check if that person is aware of what to do if there's an emergency, right? What if something tears off? What if something happens? Because you buy your jewelry, the jeweler doesn't come along with you. You buy your clothing, your designer's not coming with you. The only person there to save you is your makeup artist, right? And that person takes care of everything. So we are that well prepared. That everything's got to be there. Nobody should say that, oh, you don't have this or you don't have that, So these are a couple of things I'm very, very particular about. And time. I always tell them, you want a good job done, have to give us time.
That's correct. You can't do it off in a rush.
Yeah, setting expectation is the most important thing in my kind of discussion, because let's understand it's their first marriage. They don't know how it works. You can't go there and start yelling at them and saying that you didn't give me time, you didn't give me table, you didn't give me chair. If you have prepared them, they will be prepared for you.
Yes, if you tell them what you need.
Exactly. So you got to educate your client and say, listen, this is the things I will definitely need. I will not negotiate on this. This is the time you got to be there if you want things done on time. And then it all goes smooth. That's what I am lucky, or I'm blessed that most of my clients have become friends.
Oh,
right?
So sweet.
And that's before even they got married, because they book me sometimes a year in advance, sometimes 6 months in advance. So I have so much of conversation before even getting to that chair that, some
you
of my...
gel with them.
Yeah, some of them are like, you really knew her for years. I'm like, yeah, you can say that.
That's super cool. And what are makeup artists have these, expectations, like how people envision them, ki jaate hai, makeup laga ke aate hai, and that's it. But how is it on the behind? What are the struggles you face while doing your job?
There are a zillion struggles. So I won't blame people, because see, you have all types of artists, right? You have artists who are pretty humble. There are artists who have their certain stature, which I don't say is wrong or right. It's probably their journey. Everybody has a different journey. So they present themselves in a different way. I personally like to be very upfront, close, personalized. I don't have a mid-person talking. It's always me directly with the client. The journey for any artist, whether big or small, when I say big or small, I'm only measuring it in terms of the number of years of experience, because it doesn't matter whether you're rich or or fancy or whatever. When I say big or small, maybe from a 2-year experience artist to a 30-year experience, there is a crazy planning that goes behind. Okay, what I need people to understand is every artist is human too, right? And you are having one wedding in your house. This artist is probably dealing with 10 people in the day, right? Maybe they're doing 3 brides or 4 brides. So they are taking the stress of every single home and coming to you, right? So I need people to understand that they need to be treated right. There's a lot of times artists get treated really bad, okay? They're spoken badly. No matter who's delaying it, it's the makeup artist who delayed the bride to come out.
Yeah, that's
the thought.
Yeah, everybody's like, makeup late ho gaya.
Makeup late ho gaya, aapne late kar diya. And sometimes the dads or the moms, poor things, they have to get through the wedding. So they say things out of not being intentional, but it is not true, right? So you have to understand that every artist has a lot of stuff going on in their head. For them, if you don't look good, there's a problem. If you're late, there's a problem. If something is missing, there's a problem, right? I have had issues where I've called a client. I remember my first bride in Hyderabad, okay? She called me home at 4 o'clock. She came on my chair at 8 o'clock. So they need to run.
It took me 2 minutes to process.
Yeah. And it took me 2 minutes to process, like, why am I sitting here from 4 o'clock? But that's when I had a learning. I didn't blame the bride. I just had a learning. I said, I need to start asking people this, that is this the time you will come to me? Because especially in Hyderabad, people give buffer time.
Yes.
Yahan pe traffic hota hai, late hota hai. So they kind of give you that 2-3. But 2-3 hours is a lot of time. I can do a lot of my own stuff and come, right? So I literally ask my clients that, is it genuinely this time, or are you giving me buffer? Because if you are, tell me, I'm usually on time. Right? So these are things you need to understand, that for you it's like, oh, she just has to wait for another 2 hours, but probably she has another client.
Yes.
Probably she has something at home. You know, believe me, we have no holidays, we have no birthdays, we have no vacation, because this is the time all weddings happen.
Yes.
Weekends is the time weddings happen.
Yes.
So we technically do not have that kind of a life of luxury.
You know, it's a routine, then you know you're going to have a break. That thing is
that's not there. That's not there. So not just a makeup artist, no, I'll say anybody, a designer, anybody in the creative field generally has no routine, right? So
Yes.
you have to really appreciate the fact that someone's come there. I know, Avantika, there are days we have literally asked for water. People probably in the stress mode forget to ask you that, you know, do you want to have some water? Do you want to have some coffee? I have asked. And I'm a person who keeps my team very intact. I need them eaten, fed well, and on their feet, because they're working really hard. So there are small things. Some people really go all out to do things for an artist. Some people don't. That's how the world is, right? There's mixed people.
So you have like both good experiences, bad experiences,
Ugly
awful experiences.
Yes.
So
But they
it's
all are a learning.
It's a package.
It's a package. And you have to take it very welcoming, saying that, okay, you know what, this happened this time. Let me figure out what did I do wrong that it happened. Maybe I didn't give enough information, or maybe I didn't set the rules right, you know, with the client. So
It all just comes along.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on. So let me ask you your go-to makeup products. Okay. What's your favorite foundation pick?
My favorite foundation is from Dior Backstage. I think it's the most amazing product. It's skin-like. It's easy to use.
How much is it priced?
It's within the range of 3,500 to 4,000.
All right. We get it. So Dior is your favorite foundation as of now.
As of now, you can say that.
All right. Your sunscreen. She has it ready.
I do not walk out without this sunscreen. I have set one everywhere. Like
Which one is it?
This one is Malibu.
Okay.
There's a brand called Cleano Vibe that basically deals in Malibu.
I know Cleano Vibe.
Check it out, Cleano Vibe.
Yes.
You know I'm talking about it. So, on a genuine note, I was a person who never used sunscreen for a very long time, and I realized that it doesn't work without that. Not just sunscreen, in fact, my lip balm also has sunscreen, by the way, SPF. So, these are two things I tell people.
Which brand is your lip balm from?
Malibu. Same.
All right.
Yeah. So, we feel that you wear sunscreen only when you're going out, because there is sun and it's called sunscreen. The whole idea of sunscreen is to save you from the radiation, right? And you have radiation everywhere. You have your mobile phone, you have your cooker where you cook, you have your lights, you have everything, your air conditioner, everything throws out radiation. So the whole idea of sunscreen is that you have to be protected all through the day. So if you see me, you will see me more with skincare over makeup. You know, there's a joke. A lot of my friends, when we go for weddings, they'll say, "Arey, give no lipstick for touch-up." I'm like, I don't have one. And they're like, what? What kind of a makeup artist are you? I'm like, I really don't carry makeup in my bag, because one, I have skin. If I put makeup at 4 a.m., it will be there till the next morning 4 a.m. That's how my skin is. If it's done well, it's there. Okay, so I don't carry touch-up. And I already carry so much makeup otherwise. So I'm like, I just want to be free. So if they ask me for sunscreen, you'll find it. You ask me for a lip balm, you'll find it. You will not find it.
So skincare over makeup, says a makeup artist.
First, skincare first.
Yes.
I won't say over makeup. You should have makeup if you want to.
But skincare any day.
First, skincare maybe first, moisturizing and sunscreen. Hands down.
All right. So next, your favorite lipstick.
I do not wear a lot of lipsticks, to be honest. I'm more a lip liner person or a gloss person. So like I said, this is one of my very latest favorite.
So we can consider that as your favorite lipstick, lip balm.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you talk about as a brand, something very long lasting, people looking for affordable stuff, I would definitely say come to PSC.
I would stand too. Yes, I would agree to that.
It's long lasting, it's affordable, but apart from that, there are many very good brands. Currently, Jeffree Star is most happening lipstick around. So yeah, it's a good brand too.
All right. And your favorite eyeliner?
Maybelline, hands down.
Maybelline.
Hands down.
Yes.
Gel pod.
Yeah, I'm more like a liquid person, but I've learned how to use gel here. So I can call myself a gel person also. All right. So what does your skincare routine look like?
I keep it very simple. I believe that your skincare should be doable. There's no point of having 10 steps which you will do for 2 days and then let go. So I keep it very simple. So I wake up, I wash my face with Cetaphil. That is universal.
Cetaphil is everybody's,
face wash.
exactly.
Yeah. and followed by a good moisturizer. I used to use Cetaphil. Apart from that, nowadays I'm using Dr. Reddy's Venusia, which I think is, I have extremely dry skin, so I need a good moisturizer. So whatever your skin type, use a moisturizer, followed by a sunscreen. Like I said, there is no way, and a lip balm. That's my skincare. Once in a week, I exfoliate my skin because that's important.
Yes.
But I do not touch my skin with anything else.
Or any serums, vitamin serums, or anything you put to your face? None. Okay.
See, I'll tell you what happens with all of this retinol, vitamin C. They're great products, but the question is, does your skin need it? Don't do it because it's trending on Instagram. Don't do it because everybody's handing a vitamin C bottle and roaming around. Do it if your skin needs it. My skin does well with these 3 products. I have a dermat who's amazing, who says that, Sam, the lesser you touch your skin, the better for you.
Yeah.
Right? So just don't mess with it.
So you're very minimal with your skincare.
Very minimal, but very consistent.
Consistency is actually important. No matter your steps or no matter the products, I think if you're not consistent, there's no point of it.
Absolutely.
All right. So what's your favorite kind of makeup? Like, do you like to go glam or subtle? She's subtle. Like, I think you're like a no makeup look fan.
So I always say this. My style of makeup is called beauty makeup, right? So there's fashion makeup, there's fantasy makeup, there's heavy bridal makeup. Mine is beauty makeup, which is basically enhancing exactly what you have. So when you do makeup with me and leave as a bride, you do not look like somebody else. You do not look sculpted into a different person altogether. You still look like a more enhanced, fresher, glowier version of yourself. That's what I like. Subtle, simple. It has to be glam, but glam does not have to be cakey, powdery, overdone.
Yes.
It can still look really, really nice if it's simple. Yeah. That's my style of makeup. Not that I can't do the other styles, but if you ask me what's my favorite and why people come to me is because they know I do this kind of work.
You just, you just put up the features out there, but not like make them into somebody else. I think once I got my makeup done at a faulty makeup artist, I looked like somebody else, and that was my farewell. And I regretted every minute of going to that makeup artist. But okay. So now we've completed your interview. Let's go to a rapid fire round. Okay?
Oh my God. This is where coffee with Avantika happens.
So rapid fire, I think we can get like some nice answers.
Oh my
but
God.
Let's see.
Okay,
let me scout for the questions.
I thought your questions are over.
Yeah, questions are over. My rapid fire questions are, I'm scouting. Okay.
Be nice.
Yes.
Don't ask politically difficult questions.
3 favorite brands for makeup.
Dior.
Yes.
As I said, currently Jeffree Star's on my list for sure. And Kryolan. The most underrated.
Kryolan?
Derma. The Derma palette is most underrated, but one of the best brands I have worked with in the last 9 years.
All right. And your favorite perfume?
Elizabeth Arden Red Door.
Is that your signature?
That's my signature.
All right. Bad makeup day or bad hair day?
Never had that situation.
But if you had to choose to have one, like
bad hair day.
Yeah. No bad makeup day. Never.
No.
All right. So your favorite place to hang out in Hyderabad?
In Hyderabad, my house, my bedroom, it's my coffee.
With your coffee.
The funniest thing is, as social as extrovert I seem to be, I still love to be in my house. But so, I'll tell you a hangout place. Don't judge me, guys.
No judging. No.
I love standing outside Sarvi and drinking chai and khara biscuit. Sarvi? Literally Sarvi, I'm promoting you for free. So yeah, literally every single day I'll be like, oh, I have a headache, I think I need tea. Like, yeah, right. So yeah, that's my favorite hangout. In my car though, but yeah.
Yeah, but see, you didn't see that coming. None of you all saw that coming. All right, so do you like more of earrings or necklaces?
Earrings, hands down.
Earrings. Yes. All right. Heavy makeup or light coverage?
Depends on the occasion. I can do both for myself, but I personally prefer light coverage.
All right. Favorite foundation, I've already asked. Eyeliner or kajal?
Liner.
Okay, I thought you'd probably say use my kajal as a liner, but no.
Liner.
Yeah. Okay. Indian wear or Western wear?
It's tough to answer. I'm usually hanging around in leggings and t-shirts. But if I like to dress up, I like to be Indian. I think I like it.
Favorite drink? Coffee.
Chai. Technically chai. Yes.
Okay.
I'm more a chai person, but then...
Chai coffee.
Chai.
Okay.
100% chai.
Favorite food?
I have some part of my DNA that lies in Indonesia. I like nasi goreng, which is very funny. So I do not
What's
have.
nasi goreng?
Nasi goreng is a dish from Indonesia. It's basically rice with certain flavors and a little bit of chicken and eggs on it. Okay, we just had it last night.
Okay.
So I somehow have a very funny palate. I'm very inclined towards Pan Asian and Indonesian, especially nasi goreng. I can eat it 365 days. But if you ask me the Indian side, I'm a very dal chawal achar person. I love it. And lately I've been craving a lot of South Indian. So if you ask me food, I'm not a foodie. I want to try everything, but I like everything except spicy food.
Okay.
I cannot deal with spicy food at all. So yeah, suddenly I have this craving for Kerala, for South India, for
Indonesia.
Indonesia.
All right. So, fave cafes in Hyderabad. Apart from Sarvi, you already told Sarvi.
Okay,
so
Sarvi is not a
3
cafe,
other
but,
fave cafes.
Okay, so I like down the road there is Beyond Coffee. I love their herbal tea. I love it. I think it's amazing. I love the salads from Konsu, so I like Konsu for that reason. And I'm quite a sweet tooth person, so I think I like Fonse for their croissants and all their extremes.
Okay, now Shita, it's all very much like, okay, let's go and have it already.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for interviewing with us. It was nice. And this is Avantika signing off. Stay tuned to Sakshi Post.
Thank you.
Yay, we did